Welcome to another episode of Ask Cindy Connector Live. Well, hello. This is Cindy, your host, over at Ask Cindy Connector Live. In just 1 minute, I will introduce you to my guest. So make sure that you like Ask Cindy Connector Live on Instagram, on Facebook, on TikTok. And if you go to this very video on YouTube, you're going to hit the subscribe button. You're going to hit the comment button. You're going to comment on this very broadcast, and then you're going to share it either to LinkedIn or Facebook, and I will gift you a 5-night hotel stay. So basically, that's all you have to do. I will cover the hotel, and you'll cover the tax. It's around $30 to $35 a night for the tax. So today is National Day of Ugly Sweater. And also coming up on the 26th is Thank You Note Day. And the 30th, mark your calendar, it is National Bacon Day. And if you go to nationaldaycalendar.com and if you'd like to purchase a calendar or any of our swag, just type in Cindy Lee in caps and you'll get my 20% discount. So a little bit about the show. This is all about paying it forward every single Friday. I actually started the Ask Cindy Connector Live, I want to say 8 or 9 years ago as a Facebook page. In November of last year, I started this podcast. So it's my way to connect you to my amazing sphere of influence. As a podcaster and a podcast guest, it's so important to leverage. And that's what we're doing here at the Ask Cindy Connector Live podcast. So today I have my friend Ilene. She is in the house on Pay It Forward Friday and Aloha Friday. Welcome to the show.
Thank you for inviting me.
Oh, always a pleasure to be in your spirit. So tell my audience your full story.
Okay, well, I promise not to take as long as it could take, okay? So I will just give you the brief synopsis. But many years ago, I was working, I have a background in social work, and I was working full time. And Cindy, one day I said to my husband, I really wish that I could find a way to quit work. I'm just missing the kid's life. And he was like, okay, sure, we'll find a way. Well, that day I went in and I gave my boss a couple weeks notice. And I came home that night and my husband said, you know what, we're going to have to find time for us to sit down and plan how you can afford to quit work. I said, we don't need any time to plan that because I already did it today. I thought when he said that, he was just like, sure, go ahead. So I ended up quitting a traditional job that I had and realized quickly, oh, wow, my salary paid for our van payment. My salary paid for some other things. And so I thought, okay, what can I do? I've got to make some income as well as be a mother to 5 children who are 1 to 10 years of age at that time. So actually, a friend of mine suggested I go into sales. And I don't know about you, Cindy, but for a long time when someone would say that, oh, you should be in sales, I was insulted. And I blurted out to the person who suggested it, well, I'm not pushy. I'm not aggressive. Why are you saying that? And she said to me, well, I'm saying that because you're so passionate about everything you do. If you go somewhere that you like a restaurant, if you do something with the kids, you're always sharing with other people. And I really think you'd be good at it. So I remember coming home and saying it to my parents and to my husband at the time saying, you won't believe what Francis suggested, that I go into sales. And they all said, well, I think you'd be good at it. And I thought, oh, great. They think I'm pushy and aggressive because that was my thought at the time. So I decided, well, if they think I'll be good at it, I'm going to do it in a way that I'm comfortable because I used to be shy and I wouldn't talk to people I didn't know. And the reason I thought salespeople were so pushy was because I was a wimp. And so a salesperson would talk to me and I'd just keep going, And I realized, wow, I need to teach myself how to be confident in expressing a no thank you. And I realized it wasn't necessarily always the salespeople that were pushy. I just wasn't communicating well. So I became very successful in a business I did start. And then one day someone asked me to help train them with businesses they were starting. And it led to me doing training all around the country and speaking. And it was quite exciting. And then one day after a workshop, unfortunately, something not so good happened. I was a passenger in a car, and an 18-wheeler truck crossed a highway and hit us head on. And
Oh my Lord. I
yeah,
had no idea. I did not know
yeah.
about that. Wow.
And I spent 1 month in a hospital in a trauma center. And then I actually was airlifted in a little plane to a rehab hospital closer to family because I'd been speaking when I was hit in Memphis and my family was in Maryland. So then I spent 4.5 months there. And it's interesting, we're talking about goals because people often will say to me, well, how did you, recover? How did you get through this? And I felt the reason that I really was able to learn to walk again, I literally had to learn to walk again, was because I knew that my children, even though they were adults, were watching me. And I thought, I've got to do what I would want them to do, which is to never give up and to really work towards getting back to where I can. So it's interesting with talking about goals that the experience I had really was one of the toughest things I ever set as a goal, which is to not let this experience define me. And so I started working really hard at getting better. I did have to not work for a couple years, doing like I had been doing. And then I came back and started working and just doing lots of speaking and training and talking to people about how they can do more than they believe they can. They have to make a decision that it's important to do what they say they want to do. So I really think that that's important with goal setting, that sometimes what happens is, you say you want something, or I feel people wish and hope for things. And my belief is that no, you have to change that to it's something I have to do. It's something I will do. So that's really what happened to me with my whole entire life. So just really thinking about what it is I want to do, and then what is it that I have to do.
Exactly. So as you know, the month of November is National Gratitude Month. So, but you and I are in a gratitude platform where we actually send cards and gifts through the computer. And guys, hey, there is no post office required. We actually create the item, either a card or a card and gift. We add the recipient's address and we click send. And we never even leave our house. We could even do it from our phone. We have a program called Text to Mailbox, which I love using when I'm at a belly-to-belly meeting. So I'm at Starbucks or some kind of luncheon. I'll get in my car and I'll actually send them a card, like immediately. So tell my audience how this is so powerful for small businesses, especially to achieve those goals in 2022.
Yeah, and I think so many times people have the best intentions, Cindy, to do those things. Like you said, you just met someone and you really want to thank them for the time or letting you share what you do. And we have the best intentions, but like you said, we could just get in our car, we can use our phone and send something out right in the mail without really any effort.
So what are some of the reasons that you send a card? So we have our birthdays and we have half birthdays, but there's so many other reasons that we could send a card or gift. How about you?
Yeah, unfortunately lately, I've been sending a lot of sympathy cards, and I love the ornaments, Cindy, where I can personalize it with a favorite picture of someone who's passed away, just for something for them to be joyful, to have them, to remember them by. When my father passed away a year ago, I got a lot of personalized cards with pictures of us because, of course, I have a lot of friends too who use the same program we do. And it means so much, I think, for that to appear in the mail. I also like to use just some of the templates they have, with a thank you for your time card. You can just click and it goes. I think time is such a big gift that people give. And there's nothing like opening up your mailbox and seeing that someone thanked you for their time. It feels so good. It never gets old. And birthday cards or half birthday cards, don't you love how we're in a community where people understand and value what it's like to receive cards and send them?
Yes, I received around 35 gifts this year, and there was about 8 or 9 of them that had brownies. And as a matter of fact, I told this to Joe Kennemore a couple months ago, is that the mail guy came to my door with those big plastic bins, 2 of them. And he goes, "Who are you? Why do you have so many gifts coming to your house?"
Isn't that
Gotcha.
nice when something happens? That happened to me in the hospital because I got so many cards, and I know now too how important it is to send even the get well cards. When someone's feeling bad, I believe that's even more important than some other cards celebrating birthdays and half birthdays. If someone's having an off day, to send something to cheer them up. So I love sending 2 inspirational cards, cards with quotes, things that are positive to help people have their best day ever.
I'm going to show you something. A good friend of mine passed away, unfortunate accident, but I have him with me. He actually taught me a lot about video and YouTubing. And so every single day I think of him. Yeah. So on Christmas Day, he lost his life. But this right here is so powerful. So how about you? Have you tried the stick ups at all?
I have not used the stick ups. I'm going to after seeing that. I need to start using the stick ups. Yeah, I've used the ornaments and I used the cards, and I love sending this key. I have this on my desk.
I love those. Yeah.
Yes.
Helen Byrne just sent me one.
Yeah, I love using this when I am thanking a client. I think it's really important for a customer to say, you're the key to helping me achieve this, or you're the key to your own success. And for those people who are in network marketing or direct sales, I always say, just think about sending a card with a key that says, you are the key to your success, and I'm here to help you open the doors to it. So that's something nice, and it's so affordable. That's what's amazing.
Definitely. And look who we have on the show, Andrea Manning.
Hi, Andrea.
Yeah, her goal is to get more comfortable with social media and video. And she likes the ornament idea as well.
Yeah. And, I would say to Andrea and others about getting comfortable. I always say that instead of thinking of a comfort level, I like to think of I'm expanding my experiences. I'm increasing my comfort zone more and growing. So I don't even like to use the word comfort, because I think that is sort of that fear sort of word. But I love to say that, I'm doing something new. I'm excited to do something new. I'm excited to have a new experience. And that's really how you become comfortable with things, is the more experiences you have. So good, Andrea. That's great that you're going to become really good at having new experiences.
Well, my pay it forward today, I actually started what's called a gigagram. It's an 8.5 by 11 greeting card, and I started it, and I'm going to send it over to you. And that's what's really great. Anybody who joins Mailbox Power and you create a design from scratch, you could actually share it with another member. So here it is here. So this is the front of the big card, and then we also have the inside, but I have the inside blank. So you could just put whatever you want in there. You can put the 4 quadrants, the physical, spiritual, mental, and financial. And then if you want, you could create something on the back. But this is for yourself, or you could even send it to a teammate. It's pretty amazing to be able to have a card like this that's going to remind you every single day. And you can do a postcard that you could put in your car. Is that some of the things that you've been doing?
Yeah, I love doing this. And it's one of the things that's really nice too, I believe, is you don't have to be real technically inclined to use the system. I've been able to use it and I love it. That's a great gigagram. That's wonderful to really get people thinking about all the different visions they have for their life.
Well, let's do this. Let me actually send this to you. So I'm going to go options and share project, and Ilene. And your email?
Ilene at IleneMeckley.com. Perfect.
Okay. And then you should have an email here shortly that says that Cindy Lee shared a design with you. Is there anything else that you would like to show here on Mailbox Power?
Well, I think one of the things that I love about Mailbox Power is how easy it is to look for something. So for example, if we want to sort and we want to look for thank you cards, we can find thank you cards very easily when you put in, what you're looking for. I think that's the nicest thing, because for it to be a time saver, you don't want to have to think, okay, where am I going to find this? But you'll find that you can look up holidays, birthdays, and there the cards are. I love the mugs too, Cindy. One of those things that I think have made a difference in people's lives too is when I send a mug and it's a personalized mug. I'm sitting here right now with a mug that someone sent Bob for helping him do something. I don't know if you can see it. And it says, "Will work for brownies."
Oh, I love that.
Yeah.
Have you seen the one I made for Joe?
No. Oh, wow.
So that's the edit mode. And then this is the actual mug.
Yeah. And it's amazing how you can make that mug for one to many. I love that expression because you really can do that for one to many. You can have a mug go out to 15 or 20 people from an occasion. I often think how wonderful this is for even things like wedding favors you could do or all kinds of things.
Oh yeah, there's so many possibilities here.
Yeah,
Definitely.
it's great for business and all kinds of things.
Let me see what else I have in here. So this one, oh, this is my friend just turned 20 years old. It's one of my girlfriend's sons, and he loves fishing. So I made him this brownie. Isn't that cool?
That's great.
And then here's the preview. What's really cool is you could actually say bracket, bracket, first name, bracket, bracket. So I could send this brownie to 600 people if I wanted to.
Yeah. I did something. I have a college-age grandson now who's a Gator at the University of Florida. And so I send little care packages and I sent 4 brownies with Gator, picture of the Gator logo saying some energy for studying for finals. And of course they loved it.
So we have a couple more comments to see what Karen has to say.
Oh, that's great, Karen. I'm so glad. And you're making people feel good as you do that. It's so nice.
And Andrea again as well.
Procrastination. Ooh, Andrea, I always say to people that determination and dedication will take you to your destination. Procrastination and hesitation will keep you from getting there. So I know, Andrea, I've seen you on some of our calls in the mornings that we do, and you are definitely dedicated. So just keep up that dedication and determination, and you will get to every destination and goal you want to reach in 2022.
So this is one of my favorites.
Oh, I love that design. That's great.
The Cinnabears. Can you see that?
Oh, don't talk to me about Cinnabears. Sometimes when I'm doing an order, I just have to add some for Bob and I to eat.
Well, I'm going to send you this because this is one I created from scratch.
Oh, wow. He'll be excited. Bob will be excited too.
Let me see where is it now? Oh, I think I have like 300 or 400.
I'll have to send some of those to family. You'll have to send me the design so I can send it.
Oh, here it is here. Okay. So then
send me that design. I love it.
Oh, I don't want to read.
You know what's nice, Cindy, is if people are working with a group of people in business, this is such a time saver because just like you said, you can send it. And Bob and I love the Cinnabears. So okay, that means they're probably sending them as gifts. So now you just gave me a gift of giving me the design to use on our gifts.
Exactly. So you could send this to several hundred people for the new year. I don't do a lot of Christmas. I've done maybe 2 or 3 this year. I like to focus more on the new year. So a lot of my card sending will be in January. And the 22nd of January, do you know what that is?
22nd of January. Let me think. What is the 22nd of January?
I'll give you a hint. So I got these from Kathy Baxter. She calls me Cindy Bear, the Yogi Bear girlfriend.
Does it have to do with teddy bears?
No, Cindy Bear.
Cindy Bear. Okay.
She's the bear in the with Yogi Bear.
Yes,
so,
yes.
Oh,
I'm not into the bear. I didn't guess I noticed the bear. Cute. That's so cute.
So it's not what kind of brownie day is coming up. So the 8th of December was regular brownie day. So what do we got going in January?
It could be peanut butter or blondies.
Blondie. The 22nd, and it's right around the same time as Casey Everhart's birthday. Just if anybody wants an idea to send something to Casey, he loves those blondies.
Yeah, they're good. They're yummy.
So we could go a little bit longer if you want to talk about some more nuggets about mailbox power, and let's go a little bit more into goals and how we could achieve those goals. Because everyone says they're going to lose weight, they're going to write a book, they're going to do this, that, and the other. How do you plan to achieve your goals for 2022?
Well, I like to look at daily goals. I'm one of those people who I love what I call many, many celebrations. And so if you looked on my desk today, I have this list and I've numbered how many people I want to reach today. And so I will not do anything fun. Like, I like to diamond paint or do some other stuff, play games or do something else until I get that done. And then I really feel like, wow, what a great day I had. So when I set a goal, I look at this as sort of a place that I want to go as a destination. And I do it the same way if I was in a car on a trip. I know that on a trip, my main goal could be to get to, let's say, Long Beach, to go on a cruise that we're going to take. Okay. So, then I know, okay, am I going to fly there? Do I get my plane tickets? Okay. What do I need to do? So I look and make a plan as to when I will do things. And I actually will put a date on certain things because I am so busy with things. Bob and I love hockey. So we've gone to 2 hockey games to see the Florida Panthers play this week. So, for example, on the 22nd, I have a note of researching airfare or researching this. So even for fun goals, I'll make some plans. So I look at it as a trip and you decide what you're going to do each day. How far do you want to drive? Where do you think you're going to stay? But what can happen, Cindy? There could be a detour. Mm-hmm. We may have a leak in a tire, which we recently did. We may want to stop to eat and it takes longer than we thought it would take. Okay. We don't say because we had these little challenges or little changes to our time frame, we don't say, okay, let's just go home. We readjust. So one of the things I always like to say to people is that when you're setting your 2022 goals, that you do have that daily method of operation. You do have that daily plan, but you accept that there are some things that happen during that day. And instead of saying, okay, I was going to reach out to 10 people today. I had great news. My mom decided to surprise me or somebody came into town. And, oh, no, I'm just not going to do my 10 anymore. You might think, well, I did 5. So now I'll do 1 extra each day. And you still end the week with being right on track for your trip. It's sort of like catching up time. If you're planning to get somewhere and you have a detour, maybe you get up a little earlier the next day, or maybe you drive a little later that day, or whatever it is. So I always look at it as a journey and make it fun. And you have to have rest stops. You have to have breaks. You have to stretch. You have to do all those things on a trip. So I think it's so much easier to achieve a goal when you look at your day. And then you end the day with saying, wow, what a great day I had, versus where did the day go every day of 2022?
Well, one thing I want to talk about before we close out, if anyone loves to entertain at home and say you're in Mailbox Power, you could actually use our products as a part of your party. I recently just did a party, and one of the items that we had is a chocolate fountain. So I purchased 16 brownies. I cut them in half and made them look really nice on the plate. And also the big 12 by 12 stick ups. If the person's birthday, you could put maybe a quote on there, a picture of them. And that's really going to just make your party even better. And then plus they're going to ask, where did those brownies come from? Oh, I'm glad you asked. I can actually show you how I got those brownies. So let's do a recap here of how Mailbox Power works, and then the recap on the goals.
Okay. So basically I love Mailbox Power because it's automated. It's a click and they ship. I love that. I love how they have the address books in it, don't you? Where you have your contacts, and you can have groups. I always recommend to people, they may have a VIP customer client group, their friends group, their family group. There's so many templates you can use. You don't even have to think, which is nice at times too, isn't it? And then there's also the opportunity to really go in and see that someone had a new baby, maybe they're a new grandparent, and you want to personalize it. And it's so easy to do. Like I said, I'm not very techie, so it's easy to do. So I love to use it to really be able to reach out and thank people, put joy in their mailbox, but also for business. It makes such a difference in being a business where you're really working with gratefulness and gratitude. versus just that transaction that people are to you or you are to them. So I love the fact that you can celebrate birthdays, and I love half birthdays. I have a 91-year-old uncle who wrote me when he got his half birthday card in August saying it took him 91 years to get a half birthday card because I just did it last year, and he was so excited. So you can use it for businesses as well as the family and friends, like you did with your birthday party there.
Exactly. And I had to do another plug for National Day Calendar. So if anybody wants some ideas on what you could send people, it's not just birthday and half birthday. Got Popcorn Day, Caramel Popcorn Day, Appreciate Your Client Day. I mean, there's so many different days throughout the year. So go to nationaldaycalendar.com. You could actually bookmark that. If you register for the newsletter, you'll get notified 24 hours prior of each national day. We don't want to just be thinking of our clients just on their birthdays. It's throughout the year.
Absolutely.
And make sure that you go to the swag shop and you type in the code when you pay for it. You just type in Cindy Lee, all caps, and you'll get your 20% off.
That's a really nice offer.
Thank you. So let's do the recap on goals, and then we'll shut out the podcast here.
Okay. So as far as a recap on goals, I would say that you want to have a destination for 2022, but you have stops along the way. And I do recommend daily goals, a daily plan of action, and really to celebrate it. There's nothing like celebrating it. I mentioned earlier that I've gotten into diamond art, diamond painting. I'm getting addicted to it. And so I literally could say, okay, I'm going to reach out to 5 people. I'll go spend 30 minutes doing some diamond painting. I'll reach out to 5 more people. I'll pick up the phone and call my mom. So you really can make plans along the way. Like I said, those rest stops, just like you were taking a trip. So my advice for goals in 2022 is that you look at them differently. You do have some end-all goals for 2022, but your most important focus becomes on what you do daily. And you will just achieve it without even realizing that you were working, because you've done so much when it comes with the balance, which is so important, of working and playing.
Speaking of balance, I do want to mention to my audience that Ilene and I are connected to virtual assistants. And so if you're really overwhelmed in your business, like I'm actually getting really overwhelmed because there's a lot going on with my podcast mastery. So I'm going to start interviewing for some staff members for my company, because we need to be having our time together, our me time, our family time, and our business time. And if you're spending all your time on business, you're not doing yourself any good. You really need to focus on spending time with others as well. And, have those spa days, go for a walk, get some exercise, and paint the town red. If you're meeting people online, let's say through Zoom, you could actually connect with them on the local level outside of Zoom and go out to dinner, go for a walk. I mean, there's so many different things you could do together outside of business. So you're building that relationship. Do you have any last minute tips, Ilene?
I would just describe what you said as everyone has to recharge their batteries. Got to recharge. We can only go on so long. So we've got to plug into fun and plug into other things, like you say, exercise or spending time doing something else. So, but I appreciate you, Cindy.
Thank you.
I just want to thank you so much for inviting me. And there's just so many people in my life, my husband, Bob, and my mother, and my father, unfortunately, who passed away last year. They've been so instrumental in helping me learn how to set goals. Bob really supports me in achieving goals. There's so many mentors and people around that I've, learned from and continue to learn from. I love being a part of this Mailbox community because I've met so many people, or reconnected to people. And there's so many people like Joe Kinnamore and Justin Biggs and Casey, people who always are helping us learn. And I think that's one of the most important things with goals too, is that you don't feel that you've stopped learning. In fact, one of the people that I wanted to do a special shout out to was Vanessa Hunter. And she's someone who has really been, for me, someone I just look at and think, wow, she feeds me because all day I'm feeding people too. So it's important to have those people who can feed you a little bit too when you're out there. I'm sure you do the same thing all day long. You're such a helper all the time that it's nice. We just attended that conference with Deborah Thorne. Oh my gosh, do I love Deborah Thorne and the Leverage Conference. People need to go to the Leverage Conference anytime there's anything Deborah does. And I just believe that it's so nice to surround yourself with people who like to fuel you versus drain you. And so I have been so blessed to have so many people fuel me in my life.
Well, thank you. Do you have any other shout outs before we close out?
No, just everybody in my world. I've just really enjoyed working with so many different people. And again, I have such a supportive family and parents and, children and son-in-laws and daughter-in-law, everybody in my life. I've been very blessed just who are, help me and support me. And certainly during the time when I was in the hospital for 5.5 months straight, so many of the people that I had spoken to or read my books and just kept me going, and continue to keep me going. So I appreciate anybody who has worked with me as well and given me the honor of being able to help people. So thank you so much, Cindy.
Thank you. I think there might be a charcuterie board in there and some wine for you to enjoy while I close out the show. Do you want to hang tight for 1 minute?
Sure.
Okay, I'm going to pop you in the green room and I'll see you in a minute.
Okay.
Thank you. Wow, guys, you really need to start working on your goals right now. Today is the 17th of December. Start making your list and definitely get back to the person who sent you to this information, either someone in Mailbox Power, myself, or Ilene. Definitely get back to one of us if you want more information. Mailbox Power will save what you're doing. You won't have to use your printer. You won't have to run to the post office, especially during the holidays. It's a good 45 minutes to an hour to send out your cards and gifts. So this is Cindy over at Ask Cindy Connector Live. Go out and make a difference. Think of 5 people every single day to make gratitude calls to. This is Cindy over at Ask Cindy Connector Live. Shaka, baby. Woo-hoo!